Hello everybody, I'm Comet, a game developer on Roblox, and right now I'm going to show you how in just 2 months, me and one other developer made this horror game. Now, this video is not going to be a tutorial. It is more just a way for you to see what actually goes into making a full game on Roblox as a small developer and the whole process. Also, this will be just part 1 of the series. To make a game, you need to have a strong team, a unique and interesting idea, and most importantly, a plan. Unfortunately, I had none of the above. So, if I wanted to pull this off, I was going to have to get those things. To start, I needed a team, and I strongly recommend keeping the team pretty small. I like it really a lot more complicated. In my case, I don't have to get a huge anime fight or anything, and I do have to go through a lot on my own. So I decided on having one partner.
Yo, you want to make a game? I guess that's a yes?
Now that I have the dream team assembled, it's time to come up with our game idea. Our inspiration actually came from this cursed game Fudge made called Mr. Tate. After that, we decided it would be fun to make a real horror game, and using our creative minds, we came up with an entirely unique game idea. The game is called Minotaur, and it involves a group of explorers stuck in a maze who are hunted by the Minotaur, a monster from Greek mythology trapped in a complex maze known as a labyrinth. The players pick up items around the map and use them to try and escape. When the Minotaur catches players, however, they become spirits, servants of the Minotaur. Spirits can hunt for players to mark them for the Minotaur through walls, making it easy for him to catch them. Okay, we have a game idea now. Time to plan out the development. To start, we laid out what needs to get done. There are dozens of steps to development in any game, but for this one I can summarize it to you in just 3 segments. First would be foundation. This lays the groundwork for the game, and is basically a proof of concept without any real structure, like game timers, winning, losing, etc. For me, this meant creating an auto-generating random labyrinth for every game, a player with an inventory, and a Minotaur with the ability to kill. Next would be functionality, and third, polishing. But I'll get to those in part 2 of this series. With everything planned out, I have finally completed stage 1 of game development. I have a strong team, a unique game idea, and a development plan. It's time to get to work.
Let's go!
Developing is the longest and most difficult stage. This is where people tend to quit due to the huge amount of work. Really, it is a matter of 1, actually having the skills, but more importantly, 2, having the strength and perseverance to finish. Developing lasted around 2 months for our game, with hundreds of hours and very few breaks. Besides planning out the labyrinth with Fudge, the first thing I did was model the Minotaur using Blender. This took quite a while because it was the first fully game-ready creature I ever made, and I had to learn as I went. The character modeling can be seen in 5 steps: base mesh, sculpted mesh, retopologized mesh, rigged mesh, and finally textured mesh.
Yes, sir.
Also, I gave him an axe for killing players. At this point, he is ready to be animated and used in-game. I had to make a custom movement and camera system for him, but it ended up incorporating well into Studio. Next, I moved on to the labyrinth. Over time, Fudge was building rooms and assets that would be put together in the randomly generated labyrinth.
Nice.
So now I can get started on the code. I had Fudge King hand-make dozens of chunks with complex room and hallway arrangements that look a lot better than random generation would. Also, each room has possible spawn locations for assets, which put larger assets into the middle and smaller ones on the outsides. This way, rooms have more small assets than big assets, and they are arranged logically. The labyrinth is specifically designed to be a puzzle to escape. Beating the game as a player requires picking up keys, accessing locked off areas, and activating shrines to escape. To support this, the labyrinth has a special layout every time. The center contains a spawn chunk where the players begin. It is surrounded by 8 chunks, creating a square maze, and there are strongholds on the outer edges, which are locked behind gates and are where players escape. Now that the map worked, I started on the player. This would be an important focus because I really had to make the game atmospheric so people would feel immersed. To start, I added sprinting and camera shake. Lighting effects in studio, combined with sound effects like breathing and heart rate, made gameplay feel realistic.
Nice.
Ambience is a huge part of this game, and a lot of it comes from sound effects. Next, I used a blender to create a decent amount of items for use in-game, and scripted them to work in the player's inventory and spawn around the labyrinth. Well, at this point the foundation for the game was done. It consists of a working Minotaur, labyrinth generation, and immersive player experience. And that's the end for this video. Stay tuned for part 2 of making this game in the near future. Please comment your thoughts and subscribe if you aren't. But this has been Comet, making a horror game, and I'll see you guys soon.